Well, this is what we got here, folks. This is Cherokee Purple. They'll be going in very soon. I can't do anything about it right now. I've been too busy. And these are some other kind of peppers. I don't know what they are, but they're going in as well. So is these peppers here. And they're going in. Busy, 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 busy. That's why they kind of been held off from going in. Now, if you don't want your trees to grow big like this, look at this. This is like a jungle. I'm walking out of my back door, and these two trees are blocking the way. They grew in between. They got everything shut off. And this is because I've been feeding them weeds and grass clippings, tea. And they're everywhere. Wow. Blackberries are getting ready to do their thing. You can see them right there, and they've been fed very well. Well, I got some plants coming in. Got the peppers. That plant looks real sad. It's real sad. It's losing color in the leaves, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it. Looks like it needs nitrogen. So these plants here grab hold. And I got my cherries there. They're doing okay. I'm not eating them this year. Yeah. I'm just enjoying watching them grow. The birds don't like them. Oh, nice and firm. Beautiful, healthy fruit. These are almost everywhere. Let's see what we got here. Whole branch full of them. Look at that. Birds eat them early in the morning, and then I come out and they move away. Got some grapes here. They're starting to size up. I was telling some of you, sometimes the grapevine, you got to redirect the energy. These were growing long vines, so I just simply cut them off at the end, and they're forcing that energy into the grapes now. Like that. Young, healthy grapes. And this is the one we remember, folks. I paid too much for it, but it's leafing out. That's that hardy kiwi. Had nothing on it. Now it's starting to develop leaves. And there we go. Had to get back here and cut some of this down. It's just a fertilizer. I told you that many times. I love it. Now this grapevine now is taller than I am. This one here, I'm gonna get cuttings off of this year, so that's why I'm feeding it a higher nitrogen fertilizer so it can really branch out and everything. And all I want is the growth from it so I can start some new plants. Okay, folks, this is all the chop and drop. See all the brown up there? That's from a couple of days ago. Here's some down here, and I just dug this hole with this right here. That's what I dig the holes with. And it's interesting. Look at all the worms I find when I do this. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. In one little spot, I found 4 worms that were noticeably seen. And look what I do. I just lift the weeds away. Look at that. These are the weeds. I'm just lifting them away. There's some more worms. Lots of worms crawling all over the place. Now, what's causing this? Look at that. Little tiny ones. And look how it crumbles. Look how it crumbles, folks. Look. This is not clay anymore. But this was clay soil when I started out. And look at all the worms trying to crawl away and do their thing. Wood, folks, I am telling you, it's like cottage cheese. And I didn't have to pull no weeds to do it. All I had to do is lift the weeds away. See how I'm lifting them away? Using this here. See how the weeds come up? Once you loosen the soil, the weeds pop right out. So, that being said, this works. So all that gray mass, that is chop and drop. Chop and drop, weeds. weeds, folks. Grass clippings. Here's something I planted here. That's 2 seeds, which is summer squash. They'll be up in no time. Compost, organic fertilizer from the top down. Not from the bottom up, but from the top down. These are the only flowers I have on my property. Beautiful, aren't they? I don't know how they got here. They were here when I first bought the house 20 years ago. Beautiful. And they come up right over here next to the apple trees. Corn and beans. Corn and beans. More corn. More corn. This was all grown together, and it just sort of did well in this area. Over here, we got a whole bunch of, I'm gonna get back out here because like I said, I was busy. There's okra. There's okra. Small plants right now as it stands. They're small. And this is corn, and it's still small. Oh my goodness. Look at my squash plants right there. And there go the, oh, look at the big leaves on those watermelon plants. Can't get over there because the soil's wet. And remember I said something a while back, never, ever, ever walk on wet soil. Tomato plant. And that's it. Can't get around in this yard too much. Well, I'm looking up here through the trees, and I got a whole bunch of pears on it, but this is the only one I can get closest to because the rest of them behind here, and I got a lot of weeds behind there. I can't get to it. But that's a pear, and the tree here is doing quite well. I can't see nothing else. The sun is all in the way. Man, these trees are big. Pears. Leaves are very tender. Mustard green. Out here, again, just changed out the batteries. Now remember I said, folks, this is a test crop of what sugar and collard greens will do. And you can see that they're growing. They're producing pretty leaves. And none of the soil was done anything special to it. It just is a lot of chop and drop. Lots of that. I love that, chop and drop. And oh, look at this. I know I didn't put you up here. That's a tomato plant. Look at that. Going into the winter, it's not going to make it, but it's just as amazing how these plants are coming up. Now, I didn't plant a tomato plant here. Must have dropped a seed or something to that effect, and it's coming up. And look at this. That's food. I guess I could take a couple of leaves off, be a little taste, but the point I'm making is that they can be eaten now as a you know, what they call a little mini micro salads or whatever. And due to the chop and drop and also the weeds, chop and drop and the sugar. Oh, here we are. This was done 4 days ago, and it's got sugar in it, and it's just taking off. I don't want to walk all the way up to this end, but I guess I better. It's part of the filming. And here we go. Look at that. Chop and drop. This is part of chop and drop over here. It's got insects running all through it, spiders and all kinds of crickets. And that's part of the food chain here on the property. But all this right here has not been pushed down yet. I'll get out here with the weed trimmer and hack all that down, and then it'll fall. It's just to speed up the process, that's all. And there's my little cow manure bag sitting there. I use that for some things in the yard. And let's go to another part. And remember, definitely use chop and drop. It really works. And also I like the sugar. This was done on the last one that the roll actually was done with regular sugar, and the first ones were done with molasses and regular sugar. So I find what's cheaper, and plus sugar is sugar. Thank you very much. My soil for my pots, and the cover got blown off them, but it's still soil. It's got a mixture of perlite in it and all that good stuff. Over here is my compost pile. Really raggedy over here. All this right here. But it's all food. I'll get all that neatened up. And everything is growing in these compost piles. Just look at it, perfectly green and healthy. Well, I've been out here just checking the garden out, and you can see all of this. Look at that, right down there in my foot. All this chop and drop. Look at that. Soil underneath of it. Look at it, it's moist. Look at that. Chop and drop. Let's see how this soil feels. Look at that, easy to pull through. Easy. Chop and drop. And it helps out with the soil. Now up here, we got, everything looks kind of crazy up here. That's my pear tree. It's about 25 feet tall. Over here, we got some plum trees, and they're doing okay. And this is the tree that I purchased. It's getting some size to it, that's good. It's the mate to that tree there. Took me 3 years to get it to that point. It's a lot taller than that, but I just cut it back. And then we got some weeds over here, which will be chopped down in the spring. And we got some logs laying next to the tree trunk. That's to feed it. And that's all that is. That's how that's done, folks.